As if Wario didn't smell bad enough already, let's just jam him in the stove and allow his stench to be, like, thoroughly cooked at, like, 350 for 30 minutes. And, speaking of being cooked at 350, how about being cooked at, like, 3050 for, like, 2 seconds and instantly dying? Because there's a lava wall chasing us. And I'm pretty sure it is lava, because I think the canyon is open, above, and it's not, like, actually a cave. And I'm gonna go ahead and check that white hide block, because I don't want it to be a key or something. Because, well, it would be, like, jerky to put treasure in, like, a run the heck away situation. Here we are, holding a key, running away from the lava. And I guess we don't need to check all the blocks now, because we have the key. And, while it would be nice to go down there and collect all those coins, with all those blocks there, it'd be a pain to, ooh, a star, to balance both, holding the key, and smashing those blocks, because we can't smash them and hold the key at the same time. Wario will want to throw the key first, which means we'll have to manage Wario, throwing the key and then smashing the block and trying to get through everything, and it'll just be bad. It won't go well. So it's just easier to go above, just take our losses of not having all those delicious coins at the bottom, because a piece of treasure is worth way more than a coin, and, or, well, a bunch of coins, given that. And we're in a big, like, wooden area, which I'm pretty sure is an asset from the next world. But given the treasure, this crystal ball, we've gotten a glimpse into the future. And we're not actually in the next world, but we get to see it. So we're not actually in a wooden area inside of a cave. We're actually just in a cave, and Wario is horribly hallucinating. And unfortunately that garlic... Well, actually, I'm just going to grab that garlic. No, I'm going to leave that garlic, just in case something bad happens. Decisions. Horrible moral decisions being had by me. And let's go ahead and ground pound. Oh man, the ground pound got rid of his ball. I was like, oh no, we're gonna get screwed there. But we did not get screwed. And the little mole's, like, glasses popped up, and it was adorable. But then he died. Despite there being statistically a 1 in 8 shot for any combination of losing and gaining money in that game, I am very, very sure the game is somehow biased towards either doubling or cutting your money in half. Like, granted, I got my money doubled that time, and money being doubled is always better than being cut in half, but, like, what the hecular? I want quadruples. Well, I can't really get quadruples with my playstyle, since it's either doubles, octuples, or the bads. And, oop, moving platforms. Those moving platforms are heck in this level. Just a straight heck darned bollocks and the like and such. And I was thinking about climbing over these blocks, but we're no longer being chased by magma, so I'm just gonna go ahead and... That'll do. That'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna smash the blocks, because there's cash in there, and I'm gonna run away from that bat, because he was in a bad location for me, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a checkpoint, because you put the checkpoints in rooms, take the player out of the action, so when they respawn, everything is good. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get these blocks, because you can't ground pound to activate these. I would need Dragon Fire to be able to hit them, because Dragon Fire I could crouch down and smack them. But I do not have Dragon Fire, so we will just have to pretend that there's nothing useful in there. And next time we get a treasure and I see that I'm missing one, I can just cry. These moving platforms are kind of just jerkish, just because they're a bit slow, and I'm not a big fan of having to go slow. But the real secret to them is just jump on them when they're coming out of the lava, because that won't burn your feet, because this isn't real life, this is video games. Or maybe just Wario has horribly calloused feet and just does not notice. But yeah, just jump on the platforms as they're coming out. Don't jump on them when they're going down. And you'll never have problems. That's all there is to it. And see, like this area, we've gotten out of the cave, and we enter another part of the cave, and it's still cave-themed instead of mysteriously going to being inside of a wooden building. So, chalk one up to Wario horribly hallucinating. Or mildly hallucinating. Double's halfsies bias continues with a halfsies. Also, while playing that minigame, it dawned on me, the door for course 20 was open automatically. We didn't have to throw a coin into it. And I think I know why some doors are open and some aren't. In level 1, it's obvious that the door is open because they're just showing you the mechanic, but also because maybe if this is your first time playing a game or any kind of video game, you didn't collect the coins. You're just like, I don't need money. Money's not important. Root of all evil and all that kind of garbage. So you just forwent money, and you didn't have 10 at the end. So they show you it at the end to show you that money's important, and you're going to need at least 10 to get out of a level. So that one's just, you know, benefit of the doubt. Let's teach you some game mechanics. Whereas I don't remember the other level that had an open door. In fact, there might have been 2 at this point, and that guy's boomerang went much farther than I expected it to. But in the magma chase level, that second part of the level was closed off from the rest of the level, and there was no coins in there. So there'd be no way to get 10 coins if you somehow missed all the coins leading up to that point. So you would have just been screwed. So I guess they just open it so you wouldn't get stuck at the end and have to like turn off your Game Boy. I mean, I guess it could have also been rectified by putting 10 coins in at the end, but you know, it's just, I guess, so you don't die, not just stuck there forever. These frickin' fireballs just are the worst. They pop out really quickly, which is a pain. They're not too hard to, you know what, I'm gonna go for Eagle Wario, because I want those coins down there. It might be a bit of a death warrant I'm signing, but no, we were able to make it just fine. Just fine. In fact, we skipped an entire another portion of climbing, so heck yeah. No, but these fireballs are the worst. They're not any different than fireballs in any other video game, but in this game, when you get hit, you receive some backwards momentum, which really sucks in these little, like, platforming sections, because you'll jump, and then a fireball will pop out that you weren't expecting, and you just get knocked backwards. It makes me really wish that there was some indication of where a fireball would pop out of. Doubles bias continues, and we have a secret exit in this level, which is really cool, because I'm a big fan of secret exits, and oh man, this level's the best, because we get little minecarts, and these minecarts are more or less completely useless, because we could have just run down here and made the jump, but we'll use them, because they're here. Also, there's, I think there's one jump in the level. It's, in fact, if I remember the level properly, you need to make the jump using this, to get to it, but you need these to make a sweet little jump, and oh crap, I really shouldn't have hit that. Let's see if we can, cool, just jump over it, because Eagle Wario gives us some movement in the air that we wouldn't otherwise have, which could be handy for saving our life, and let's grab that heart, because it gave us a 1-up, and that's always good. 44, favorite number is 4, so that's good. The only number better than 4 is 4,444, because it's 4 4s in a row, which is probably the best thing. And also that little happy sun block just bounces upwards. I don't think that's a mechanic that gets used too very often in this game, but when it does, it's kind of interesting. In fact, there's a level later on in the game that really uses it in a neat little way, and that bat respawned since we didn't kill him, so we'll just stomp on his face. Oh, and this one got us. He was the bat who killed the Wario. Unfortunately for us, we had a garlic back here, and I could travel more back, or, well, further back would be more grammatically correct. It just sound nicer overall. We could travel further back, but I do not want to make that trip. We will just deal. And I like how they, like, make you, like, separate, like, ooh, you could ride the thing, or you could get cash. Like, we aren't going to go for the money, and, man, these invisible blocks. Luckily, these invisible blocks aren't happening at too terrible of... Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, you just have to ride that down to be able to make that jump properly. There might be other ways to, like, trick it out. But yeah, you make that jump, and then we come back here, and... Secret exit! Oh, I was so sure there'd be more level past this. I think I walked out with halfsies. I kind of blanked out on it. It was just kind of pressing A, trying to make the thing go through, and forgot to kind of pay attention to it. So I'll see you back at the split path point guy. Okay, so here's where the path split. Oh, and the level's just... The end of the level is just right here. I could not see it before, but it is just right here. I was so sure there'd be more level, just, like, at the top. I guess just premature ends. So not only did I have my money cut in half by that level a second time, but because of how the game likes to round, I lost like 2 coins off of how it was being cut in half without thinking about how the math goes, because that would be thinking, and I'm not thinking right now, because this hidden level is really cool. I'm a big fan of this hidden level. It's one of my, maybe not my favorite levels in the game, but it's a real memorable level. So the treasure door is just right there. We've already seen it. We know where to go. And that is not the key. The key is farther into the level. This is one of my favorite styles of levels and just games in general, because we'll just, you know, take it leisurely. We'll just walk down here, make it past those horrible, like, chutes of lava, destroy a duck, and there's the end of the level. There is nothing to this level. If you're just playing through, this level poses no challenge to you whatsoever. You just grab 10 coins and you go. But that is not the point of the level. Just completing this level would do nothing for you, because it's a secret level, and I do not believe it leads into another level. But this level also has, like, little, like, branched paths that you can't pass through. Like, we could get through that if we were tiny, but unfortunately we're not tiny Wario. So we're just gonna have to deal with being a large Viking Wario and just go about our day. But perhaps if something were to change, or we were to become small, or something were to change, which it just did, we could go through there. I'm just a big fan of levels like this. I don't know why. I just enjoy, like, the choose-your-own-pace kind of levels, because they make me feel good, because I always like to go the long way. I'm the kind of person who, when playing an RPG, finds out they went the right way, gets a little sad, and goes back and tests out all the wrong ways. Or whenever a puzzle, like, is like, hey, one of these is right and one of these is wrong, and it's like, if you get it wrong, it puts you in a battle. I'm like, hoo boy, I'm gonna wreck some scrubs in a battle. I don't know why, I enjoy the path of most resistance in video games. Just looking for fun, and I want to get stuff out of video games. I want video games to care for me the way I care for them, is what I'm saying. I'm very sad. The one thing I don't like about this level, though, is that I'm very sad. But other than that, is that you change the level, you have to change the level to raise the water level, which is everyone's favorite mechanic in video games. I actually don't mind it that much. But it kind of sucks because we had to change it to get back to this point. Which means we have to come down, hit the switch again, and then be on our way. So you have to keep kind of going back to that switch, which totally sucks. We could always just abuse the fact that if we were small, we could just walk through that first doorway, no problem. In fact, we could just go get rid of this key and just leave the level entirely. But then we wouldn't find out what's back here. And what if there was, like, sweet cash back here? We would be so sad, because then we would have missed out on sweet cash. Or what if there were 2 keys in the level, which is never happens in the game. And this kind of sucks, because that platform is going down, so it's not as easy to collect all the money, especially when there's 2 of them, and had you gotten screwed on that back one, because you just took too long, you would have had bad times. If you had Eagle Wario, it would have been better. I wonder what happens to the key if you throw it into lava. I am now... Whoa! He was holding both the bomb and the key at the same time, and the sprites were overlapping. Luckily, I noticed very quickly and just decided to throw them both. Otherwise, that would have been bad times, because Wario will just keep carrying the bomb like, wow, it's money. And no, Wario, it's not a money. It's a bad. We're probably either going to have to take some damage, or I'm going to have to go back and flip the switch to get into that room. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of the key, since I have it on me at this moment in time, rather than having to go back. And, oh, we get a nice little chalice. A nice little trophy, whatever you want to look at it as. I'm seeing a chalice. And now that I think about it, that crystal ball could just very easily be a bowling ball. I'm going to choose to believe it is a crystal ball, though. But bowling ball, Wario would probably totally be into bowling. I'm not going to pretend. Just bowling would be his thing. I'm going to go hit that switch and be back. Had I just left an enemy here, we could have just let him hit us and have been small and either swam under here or made the jump up into that upper passage. But since we were large, we'll just hit the water switch and go about our day. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like coming back here was... Oh, well, it was very worth our time. I was going to say those paths weren't very much worth... Or weren't worth very much. That sentence came out of order. But then we found this block. And did I already hit the water block? I don't remember. Well, now that we have Jumpy Wario... No, I did not. I was going to say, now that we have Jumpy Wario, we can probably just escape. But I had forgotten about to hit the block out of excitement of seeing a large block, which either meant 3-up or 100 coins. And luckily, it was the better of the two, because 3-up would have just been... It would have turned my heck yeah into like a heck. And that would have really sucked. Because I was glad that it was 100 coins, because 100 coins is so much more preferable. I prefer it so much. Preferable. Whatever. Who cares? Money. Let's go get more. So the game understood that I was tired of getting money cut in half or doubled, so it instead cut my money into an eighth. So we walked out of there with like 30 coins, which is so sad. That is not what I wanted at all. And actually, I think it was like 15. I'm not doing the math, and I stopped looking. Speaking of stop looking, I stopped looking at the counter after I got the second weight, because I was just sad times. It's like, oh, it's gonna get cut in half again, and then just 8th money. Just the saddest things. Maybe this boss level will redeem us. And this boss level is one hell of a doozy, because like I was mentioning, those Podoboos kind of suck for giving you backwards momentum. And this is kind of the level where they always give me trouble. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to take the Dragon Hat. That way we can just kill the Pirate Gooms as we jump through if we are having problems with Podoboos. And, ooh, this jump. This jump is, like, deceptively, like, bad. You have to crouch jump. Or at least I think you have to crouch jump or have, like, Jet Wario to be able to make it through properly. Otherwise, if you just make a normal jump, Wario hits the ceiling and then will fall into lava. And if you don't jump, you don't have enough, horizontal, like, momentum to actually make it to the other edge. So you have to do a crouch jump. And that takes a while to find, whenever you don't know what the heck you're doing, which is me every single day of my life. And I said not to jump on those when they were going down, but who cares about my advice? I surely don't. And I'm just gonna blaze forward and hope we can make it through this level in one attempt, because we did not really have any of those problems with the Podoboos, despite how much I complained about them. And this end of the level likes to get a little tricky and pretend like platforming times. And I like how they gave you these little, like, hidey holes so you could jump above the Pirate Goom, but we just burned him alive and just went about our day. And, no Podoboo. I was expecting another one. And, oop, I kind of got stuck on the ceiling there for a second. That was scary, but we made it through just fine. Speaking about making it through just fine, I'm gonna hang back for a second. I'm pretty sure this is the boss door, unless we... Yeah! There was not a checkpoint before the... I mean, there was that checkpoint room we came across. This boss is one of my least favorite bosses in the game. This Dalseem-looking guy. I don't know his actual name. But he has 2 attacks. He has a lick, and he throws a rock. His throwing a rock, you throw the rock back at him to hurt him. His other attack is a lick. If he licks the same rock twice, it breaks the platform. Which really sucks, because sometimes he'll just lick over and over and over and over again without giving you a rock. And if that happens, you just kind of die, because then nothing... Oh, darn it, that's 20 coins, miss. Because then you just don't have anything to stand on, and it's just all up to him whenever he decides to attack, which kind of sucks, and I missed a lot of money there. But I normally have a real... Or, not normally, but you can sometimes have a super rough time with that boss, just because he won't give you a freaking rock until there's no platforms left. And that rock is not always safe to touch. Sometimes it's on fire. Yeah, so it'll start off on fire, and after its first bounce or so, it's safe to catch, and you're good. And let's get some good money going, because I've been having some bad luck this level. And you know what? Even though we're above 600, I think I'm gonna risk the doubling down, despite my best my best advice, despite what I always say. Because I want that 999 cap. So let's get greedy and hope for the best. Oh my god, yes! Not only did we get Noctuple after so long, we finally hit the cap of 999! It only took us just to get fed up with the game just cutting our money in half and slicing it to like 8 Z's. And we only got 2 treasures in that world, and I hope I didn't miss anything. But thank you, Wario. You did, look at you, just standing there, just stoically, just hearing your money go in. It's so weird, because he'll just stand there while his money pours in, and once the money's safe, then he celebrates. Wario knows not to count the omelets before you crack the eggs, or, you know, whatever, who cares. But that feels so good to finally hit a 999 cap. And to finally have our money octupled again, because I think that's, like, only the 3rd time that's happened out of, like, what? That was, like, the 25th stage? And yeah, now Wario will laugh heartily at his victory. And yeah, Stove Canyon wasn't that bad. I remember Stove Canyon being a little bit worse than what it was. So I'm glad it went as well as it did. And next time we have the SST Cup, the second half of Water Worlds. Although this one has a twist on it, just like Mount Teacup. We'll talk about it next time, I guess. If there is one, who knows?